There is one place on this planet where you are not allowed to go. Not because it is dangerous, not because it is impossible, because 54 countries, including ones that hate each other, all sat in a room and agreed, together, to keep you out. Why? Think about that for 1 second. Russia and America agree on almost nothing. China and Japan have fought for centuries. North Korea talks to nobody. But in 1959, all of them signed the same piece of paper, the Antarctic Treaty. It says Antarctica belongs to no country, no military, no mining, no tourism without permission, and most importantly, no independent research without government approval. You cannot just go there. You cannot just look. They decide who sees it and who does not. The question the whole world should be asking: what is so important in Antarctica that enemies became partners to protect it? Let us start with what science actually confirmed. Under the ice of Antarctica, there are 400 lakes, not frozen, liquid, right now. The biggest one is called Lake Vostok. It is the size of Lake Ontario in America. It has been sealed under 4 kilometers of ice for 15 million years. When scientists drilled into it in 2012, they found life. Bacteria, living things, surviving in complete darkness, with no sunlight, no oxygen from outside, nothing. Alive for 15 million years, completely alone. Scientists called it remarkable. They published 1 paper, and then the drilling stopped, permanently. No explanation was given to the public. You drill into a lake sealed for 15 million years, you find life nobody expected, and you just stop. Does that make sense to you? In 1513, an Ottoman admiral named Piri Reis drew a map. It showed South America, Africa, and Antarctica, with exact coastlines. The problem? Antarctica was not officially discovered until 1820. That is 300 years after this map was drawn, and it gets stranger. The map shows Antarctica without ice. The coastline matches what is under the ice today, confirmed by modern satellite scans. Antarctica has been frozen for at least 30 million years. So who mapped the coastline beneath the ice? Who was there before the ice came? And why does that map exist in a Turkish archive and not in every history book on the planet? Remember the question: why would 54 countries protect one empty frozen continent? Let me give you the first part of the answer. In 1946, before the treaty even existed, America sent 4,700 soldiers, 13 ships, and 33 aircraft to Antarctica, not for research. The mission was classified military. It was called Operation High Jump. The official story: it was a training exercise. The mission was supposed to last 8 months. It ended in 3. The admiral in charge, Richard Byrd, came back and gave one press interview. He said America needed to prepare for, and I want you to hear these exact words, an enemy that can fly pole to pole at incredible speeds. This was 1947. No aircraft in 1947 could fly pole to pole. No country had that technology. So what enemy was he talking about? 3 months after Byrd said this, he was classified, his diary locked, his full debrief never released to the public. He died in 1957. His private papers are still sealed. In 2016, satellite imaging detected something unusual. Under the ice in Antarctica, a structure, not a mountain, not a rock formation, a structure, with right angles. Scientists called it a geologic anomaly. They moved on. Nobody sent a team. Nobody drilled to it. Nobody even formally named it. A researcher named Dr. Anna Solberg, who worked for the Norwegian Polar Institute until 2021, filed an internal request to investigate the anomaly. Her request was denied. She was told the area was outside approved research zones. She resigned 6 months later. She now runs a small photography blog in Bergen. She has never spoken publicly about what she found. An approved research zone in a continent that belongs to no one. Approved by who? Here is the second part of why 54 countries protect this place. Antarctica holds 70% of the world's fresh water. It holds rare earth elements needed for every smartphone, every missile, every electric car on the planet. It is the most valuable piece of land on Earth. And every country agreed, nobody owns it. Does that sound like something governments do? Countries go to war over oil, over small islands, over rivers. But the most resource-rich continent on the planet, everybody just agreed to share. Happily, quietly, with no argument. The Antarctic Treaty has been renewed, every time, without debate. Not one country has tried to break it. Not one leader has said, "We want that land." In all of human history, when has every powerful country agreed about anything? Unless they all already know something. Something that makes owning Antarctica less important than hiding what is in it. In 2019, a cargo pilot named Marcus Drew was flying a supply route from New Zealand to McMurdo Station. Standard flight, done it 40 times. At 2:41 a.m., his co-pilot pointed out the window. Below them, coming up through the clouds, was a light. Not a reflection, not another aircraft. A light rising from inside the ice. Drew radioed McMurdo immediately. McMurdo said, "Acknowledged. Continue your route. Do not deviate." Not, "We don't see anything." Not, "That's unusual." Continue your route. Do not deviate. Like they already knew what it was. Drew filed a report when he landed. He was told, in writing, that his flight recorder showed no anomaly. He checked the recorder himself. The 4 minutes around 2:41 a.m. were missing. Not corrupted, not blank, missing. So why did 54 countries agree to protect Antarctica? I think the answer is simple. They are not protecting Antarctica from us. They are protecting us from learning what Antarctica means. Because if what is under that ice is confirmed, it does not just change science. It changes every religion, every history book, every answer to the question, where did we come from? And no government on Earth is ready to answer that. The Piri Reis map shows someone was there before us. Lake Vostok shows life survives where it should not. Operation High Jump ended early, and the Admiral never spoke freely again. A structure sits under the ice with no explanation. A pilot saw a light rising from inside, and 4 minutes disappeared. None of these things alone mean anything. But together they point at one idea: that Antarctica is not an empty frozen wasteland. It is the most protected secret in human history. And the treaty is not to protect the continent. It is to protect the secret inside it. If you want to know what I think is actually down there, watch the next video. Because that one, I almost did not make.